So welcome everyone. Today I'm just going to run through a few hot pegs for the winter fishing on the Belvedere. Now you can see behind me, I think it's there, Belvedere Lake. Nice, it's just about there on the map. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a little wander round over the bridge and we're going to show you a few hot areas and a few little simple tactics you can get your best out of your days fishing over the coming months. It's very cold here today, as you can see I've got a red nose, woolly hat on, all my clothing, but we're going to have a little wander around now and see where the best areas to fish are, best areas to target certain fish and how to go about catching them. So let's go on with that now. Right, so I've just got my little stick out and we're going to have a little wander. There's the draw hook. So we're going to have a little wander to Belvedere, which is over this little bridge here. There's the old workhorse, the old van. But we're going over the bridge here now. You see, you might be able to see a few trout. I don't know if you can. Don't want to drop my phone in. But a few trout you can catch in there. We're going over the bridge to Belvedere. Just a few little hot spots you can look out for if you want to come for a day's fishing up in winter. That way goes to Jackson, Stretton. We're going to spin round this way. There we are. The old Belvedere. So we're going to have a little wander down here now. I think there's a guy fishing on the left, so I'm not pestering him. We'll go on the other side now. Go on the other side. But here's a really good winter feature. If you fancy the day's dobbing, have a little peg 13 there, up to that area, you might catch some carp on bread. It'll be really good when it warms up in this area. Peg 12, it's a lot shallower here. Bottom will be really clean because of the aerator. So fishing pellets can be really good when it warms up a touch, but try and stay away from that area when it's such cold weather it is at the minute, just because it's not too great. It's very shallow and the fish don't really seem to hold up. But just wandering around now. There's a few chaps fishing on the other side. There's peg 18. Now this can be a really good area because there's a set of lily pads just there where fish can hold up and it can catch really well down this edge to that pallet, which is just there if you can't see it. You can catch really well there. A lot of hide in this area. It goes a bit wider here. You can catch on maggots and a few fish on bread and maybe some F1s on pellets, but like I said, this area of the lake where I've just been only really seems to get good when it's a bit warmer. Now this is really interesting. We'll come back to this one in a minute. Peg 20, peg 6 opposite and peg 22. Probably, I'd say, one of the most consistent areas in the winter. God knows why they come here. It's the narrowest part of the lake. Little humps and aerators, but you can really catch well here. F1s or carp. You catch well fishing pellets long. You catch loads of F1s here. But these are the hot pegs in winter. Peg 6, which is just there in front of the clubhouse. And peg obviously 20 is the same as 22 here. But they're really good areas. Little few posts there for you to fish on. A few ducks. Now this is probably the most famous peg at Weston pools. This little area, 25, 1 and 3. Fantastic area. This is where I'd look to come. Catch down that edge there, fish pellets just a metre or so off the bank, and then pellets just in front of the lily pads. You don't want to be going anywhere near the lily pads in the middle of them because it'd just be an absolute nightmare losing fish. But any fish you hook, about here it starts. Try and draw it here, so you get about 7-8 metres there. Won a fair few qualifiers this peg. Oh, camera's gone nuts then. Fair few qualifiers. Chris Reader won and Colin Scott, I think, last year in the Fisher and Golden Reel. And the old Moose qualified on 2 Stretton, which is there. We'll have a little wander down Stretton in a minute. But like I said, you can see why this area, I've just seen a fish top actually over there, see why this area is so good. So wide, holds a lot of fish in the winter months. So ideally look peg 1, which is there, we'll have a little wander around there now, and peg 3 on the other side, but peg 25 is probably the most prolific known peg on the venue. Now this one's a little steady one, to be fair. When there's a fish in this bowl here, what a lot of people don't know is there's a bar. There used to be an old road about 30 metres out. I haven't been on this lake for a long time. I know it wasn't there as much as it used to be, but this can be a great holding up area of fish. You can catch some big carp down that edge there to that pallet. Because what you find is a few carp live in this corner. We'll have a little wander around, but that's where you want to be looking for. 30 metre line just up in the shallowest water you can find with some soft pellets. Even down there, a bit of corn. You can have a great day's fishing down there. But got a little selfie stick today. It's a lot easier to show you pegs and stuff without getting my hands in the way. There you are. You can see that looking down the lake now. You see where the widest part is. Really weird why they sit in the middle. Not sure why. Maybe it's warm because it's dead narrow. But a lot of venues where the pegs are so narrow is not really very good. But what do we know? They are quite good, that area. Look at that, it's a right view that is. Right down the lake there. Famous pots. Now this is a bit hit and miss, this corner. I wouldn't be looking to come down here if I'm perfectly honest. Trying to venture away from this corner can be pretty devoid of anything else but big fish. So if you're looking to catch a few big carp on bread or corn, then venture down here. But if you want consistency and a nice little few days fishing, then I'd look to venture up this end of the lake. There we are. Look at that, the Belvedere. There's the back of the tackle shop. The old river again. There's peg 1. Like I said, it's just the same as 27, but you get a little pot to fish too, which can be really good dobbing bread. Now, here's a little trick I used to have years ago. You see the trees there? These trees. Second one along, 11 metres, there used to be a little barbel hole where I used to catch some barbel in the winter. Like I said, I haven't been on here for some time, so I don't really know if they're still stacked up there, but that can be a great little spot. Just remember it, peg 25's there, first tree, that tree, in line, a little bit deeper. I've had some cracking days in there. It used to be one of the best barbel pegs in the winter on the complex, that one. But I haven't been on here for a while. Here's peg 2, middle of the lilies. I personally wouldn't fish this. You've only got one option, which is the lilies and no other feeding areas. If you go to your left and right, you'll have a lot more options throughout your day. Going on to peg 3 before we sign off. Hey, up here's a new duck. Go on. He's coming down to see us. We'll speak to him in a second. But yeah, like I say, peg 3, you've still got the option of the reed bed here, and then what you'll find is you can catch some fish this area that back off peg 22, and we've got the new duck on complex. Hello sir, how are we doing? You get a fine duck to look at. So that's Belvedere. In winter you get some beautiful areas all around the lake, and you get a nice duck to look at. So what more do you want? So I'll sign off there, folks. Hope you enjoyed these few little hot spots you can find in the winter months, and hope you get some bites here at Weston Pools. Cheers.